Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Santa Clarita, California, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have another model home by Toll Brothers. Now, starting on the exterior, family, you do have that stacked stone stucco and the board and batten accent. Now, you are going to have this large motor court right here. Then you have a 2-car garage straight ahead and the additional 2-car garage right here to the left. I know you folks are a fan of that one just because you never know how many garage spaces you may need. Now, as we do continue right here, I want to tell you that we are in the same community. I showcased 2 other models that are close by this one. So if you haven't, go ahead and check those out. I think you may like it. Now, as we continue right here, you do have the covered front porch, and then you have this solid door right over here. Now, you can obviously swap that out for the glass panes if you like more of that look, but just depends on your personal preference. But let's go ahead and get you inside this one. Okay, so walking in right off the bat, it screams luxury. You have the chandelier hanging down, 2 of those, and you'll see the continuation of that once we head to the great room. Now I'll pin you over here to the left to start right here in our study. Look at that, family. So you have that modern light fixture, but what's fascinating about this, look at these sliding doors leading you inside of the office. Really neat. First time I've seen that, and the first time we showcased that on this channel. Now, you are going to have the built-ins, your sconce straight ahead, your accents, and then you have the crown molding as well. But more importantly, look at the breathing room that you have in here. Perfection. So you have oak floors throughout the property. You'll see that once we head to the bedrooms as well. And then once you walk into the foyer, you see additional sconces and your accent wall. Lovely. So before we continue to the great room, you'll see the coat closet right here to the left. And then let's go ahead and do a full pan for you. Beautiful, family. Okay, so we'll start right here inside of the great room. Now you have 12-foot ceilings inside of here. Then you see the exposed beams, that copper-like ceiling. Then right there, the floor to ceiling fireplace. You see your built-ins on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, your additional sconces, and then the accent wall continues here. Now, once you walk into a Toll Brothers, if you haven't been into a model home, I talk about that often, where it is an experience. And this is no exception. So make sure if you are in the area, go ahead and check it out. Now, again, the 12-foot ceilings here. Inside of the kitchen, you see the 10-foot ceilings. You have the corner sliders, and then that's over there in your breakfast nook. Now, right here, you see an additional sitting area. Oftentimes, you may see this staged as an open concept dining area. So depending on your personal preference, if the breakfast nook is perfectly fine for you, then you don't need to do that. But let's go ahead and continue inside of the kitchen. Look at this, family. Beautiful. So you notice the neutral color palette inside of this home. So if you are a fan of that, then this is certainly going to be the plan for you, or at least the cosmetic design. Now, right here, you have the oversized island, the waterfall, quartzite countertops. You'll notice the quartzite continues up the backsplash. Then you have the stacked cabinets, your stainless steel vent hood, and then you see you have the Wolf appliances. Okay, so on this side, you notice that you have the flat panel cabinet fronts, but on the right side, you have the shaker style cabinets. And then, of course, the two-tone cabinetry as well. So that really complements one another. Now, right here, look at the modern sink overlooking the great room. Beautiful. So then you have the elegant pendant lights hanging down right above your island as well. Right over here, you got your built-in microwave, a massive refrigerator, and then some continued stacked cabinets right there. And as always, let's open up this for you. Look how neat and organized that Fiji and the Perrier is. Love that. Okay, so before we do continue to our butler's pantry right here to the right, as always, I'll open up some of these drawers for you so you can see how much storage you get. Plenty of space to work with. And then of course you have that continued counter space over there to the breakfast nook. We'll see that in just a moment. I'll slowly pan you around so you can see the butler's pantry, and then we'll continue. Now, what I love to see right here is look at the pendant lights right here continuing this way. You don't see that quite often. And just another thing that separates Toll Brothers. Now you got your walk-in pantry, the famous glass pane door right here, some additional drawers in there. So a ton of storage throughout this entire home. You'll notice that theme as well. Okay, so now we'll continue right over here to the breakfast nook, family. So not only do you have the corner sliders right over here, but then you have some additional sliding doors right here leading you out to the backyard. So if you wanted to open up the sliders on this end, as well as over here, have that indoor outdoor living we talk about quite often, then you can certainly do that. But just look at the breathing room that you have. Now, this floor plan in particular, you can have 4 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms, depending if you're choosing from a spec home or you're building from scratch. So if you need an additional bedroom, then you can certainly add that. Now, since we finished the common areas, we'll go head down this hallway right here and work our way around the perimeter. Now, you're going to have 2 bedrooms on this side and the additional 2 bedrooms on the other wing of the house. So we'll see the first 2 right here. Okay, so you have your queen size bed, but look at the space that you have on both sides of the nightstands. You see the painting right over here as well. And then you got an additional desk. So that just gives you an idea of how much space you have in this particular room. Now, if you are new to the channel, I typically like to showcase model homes. And the reason being is because they usually stage every single room. Oftentimes, if we take a look at a spec home that's built and it is listed, the common areas in the primary suite is usually the only rooms that are staged. And I always love when we go into some of these spec luxury homes, maybe 5 million, 8 million, and they stage every single room, which is rare, but it's always nice to see that. But that's why I love to get you at model homes first and foremost. Okay, you got your walk-in closet right over there. And every bedroom has an ensuite, which I know you can appreciate. So you got your sliding door right over here. Heading into your walk-in shower, you see the stainless steel shower head and shower valve, and you do have a shower niche. Love to see that. And then even in the vanity, you see similar materials, but you do have the quartz and that sleek mirror frame. Okay, heading to our second bedroom. Let's see how much space we get. So not as big as the previous one. However, that's a queen size bed with your 2 nightstands and you still have a decent amount of room. But you have crown molding in here. You see your pendant light hanging down right above your bed. And then you have your closet right over here. Not quite a walk-in, but certainly is adequate for your storage. And then you see your wallpaper right there. The good thing is you do have a ton of natural light entering inside of the property. So you got your 2 egress windows right here. You have an additional window heading inside of your ensuite as well. Now this one's going to be the shower tub combo, but you do have the quartz countertops, similar mirror frame right there. And then of course, your shower surround on that end. Now heading right over here to our laundry room, family. So similar materials as far as the cabinetry is concerned, but you have the quartz in here. You have an additional sink, plenty of space for your oversized washer and dryer. And if that's not enough, you have some additional cabinets right above your washer and dryer. And then straight ahead, it is locked, but that is your first 2-car garage. So you can go ahead and check out the floor plan, and that way you can see the way it is situated for yourself. Okay, so if you haven't, let me know. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. You know, I always welcome your feedback. I get a notification every time I do get a comment, so I always look at that and it helps me improve for maybe the next video. So all feedback, positive or negative, is welcome. Now straight ahead is your second 2-car garage, and then right off here is a good guest suite. Beautiful. So you see your bed right over here, your 2 nightstands, a ton of room to work with. So if you do have family living with you, this is going to be the perfect spot. And then of course, you've seen the other 2 bedrooms are next to the other garage. So you can obviously utilize that as the guest suite if you prefer. This one does have a walk-in closet. And of course, our ensuite here. So I'll open this up for you. Sliding door heading into our walk-in shower, and then I'll slowly pan you around right here so you can see our vanity. And I do mention this from time to time. I try to be as thorough as possible. Oftentimes you may want to just skip to the, primary suite or the kitchen or the great room, but it really is nice just to get a full in-depth look at the entire floor plan. So I highly encourage you to stick throughout the entire video. All right, so now you do have your powder room right over here. You see the quartzite countertops, your accent wall, that tiling, and of course, a ton of space between the wall and the toilet. So you really don't have to worry about that. Okay, now the grand reveal, which you all have been waiting for, family. Let's go ahead and get you right over here. So you have some built-ins right here. This may or may not be necessary for you. It just depends on your personal preference and what you would use that for. But we can all agree this is beautiful. Okay, so now you see your accent wall, crown molding, your accent ceiling as well. And then you have some additional sliding doors right here. You see that perfect spot to have that bonfire, the Rasmussen fireballs that we've seen. Impressive. And quite frankly, these days, I don't think you can ever have too many sliders inside of your home. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. But in here, look at the space and the dimensions, the king size bed, the 2 nightstands, your dresser over here. You have an additional sofa right here, as well as a chair, and you still have a lot of walk room. And then if that's not enough, heading right here to our ensuite, you can add that sliding door if you prefer, or if you like it open, then you can leave it as is. Okay, so the natural stone countertops, your picture window, you see the shades that you get to work with. Then you have your rectangular freestanding tub, the stainless steel fixtures that we have seen throughout the property, your water closet over here to the left, and let's take a look at our walk-in shower. So increased points for the shower bench, your shower niche over here. Then you have a rain shower head as well as the shower wand. So let me know if that's enough space for you. And then of course you do have the his and hers vanities. But look at the walk-in closet, family. And then as I pan you around, it continues slightly back this way. So you do have a singular closet, but hopefully this is enough storage for you. I'm starting to become an even bigger fan of the glass doors. We may see that a lot more as we start touring more and more throughout the country. But if that's not enough, you do have a full body mirror over there to the right behind the door. And then of course you have a cosmetic area. So you get the privacy, you can close that door and do your makeup in peace. And then even right behind this door right here, you have some additional storage. Okay, so that about covers everything. Last but certainly not least, we'll take a look at the backyard. Now, I just want to also say we are planning to head out to Las Vegas as well as Utah. So if there's any builders that you have been dying to see or any properties that you've been wanting to see, just add the address in the description or the builder, and we'll see about getting you inside of those. But let's go ahead and open up these sliding doors. and get you outside. Okay. So look how intimate it is right here. So if you just want to hang out, put your feet in the pool and get some relaxing done, you can just go ahead and do so right here. But if you want to take a dip, you can do that as well. Look at the fountain feature, the natural stone surrounding this. Beautiful. And then as we continue around right over here, look at this. Can you imagine this incredible view? Straight ahead, you have your outdoor grill, you have a beverage fridge, your bar area overlooking these mountains, family. But wait, that's not all, folks. Shout out to the late great Billy Mays. I'll get you around this corner so you see where you would come out from your primary suite. And then you have this private area to relax and enjoy. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Santa Clarita, California. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.